All right, it's time to continue the Led Zeppelin reactions. Today I'm reacting to Led Zeppelin 3. Now, I loved both 1 and 2. You guys left some comments saying that this was a pretty drastic switch up from the first two. So I'm excited to see that because I said in the last reaction, I hope it's somewhat of a switch up because it would be kind of boring if it's just the same as the first two albums. It came out 1 year after the first two. That's something I didn't even mention. The first two came out in the same year. This comes out a year after. 4 comes out a year after that. Man, they were just pumping these things out like crazy. Make sure to go join the Patreon if you want to see this reaction uncut. Link in the description to where you can find that down below. And yeah, we're gonna hop into it. The first track is Immigrant Song. Let's go. Oh, this song. I had no idea that was Led Zeppelin. Ooh, like going to that chord. That was nice. Yeah, it's good. Dang, okay. I mean, I didn't even mention it. That song has nearly 700 million streams. That's where that, oh, wow. I feel like that's, did somebody sample that? Because I feel like I've heard that in a more pop, like maybe the song I'm thinking of isn't this, but I've heard someone sample that or interpolate that scream in a different song. Let me know if I'm on the right track, maybe down below. Interesting change of pace. Like I said, it's very different from the first two albums. It doesn't even really have that bluesy influence that I feel like those first two albums had. It's just a lot more rock. I didn't love it. I think the mixing was a little bit messy. It didn't feel as like visceral or as detailed as some of the stuff on the first two albums, but yeah, interesting change of pace. We'll see if that continues. Maybe the mixes will get a little bit better. Let's see. The strings, okay. I feel like the vocalist is getting a little bit lost in these instrumentals. I don't know if he's maybe found the best pocket for this change of style here. Good chord progression. Jeez. Very unsettling, very dark. I mean, oh yeah. Bring us down. Transition. There we go. Come on, Zeppy boys. That's the transitions I like to hear. This album so far, like especially that song, felt very representative of the cover. The cover is very chaotic, a lot of stuff going on, and that's what that track was to me. Almost to a fault at points. Again, it just felt a little bit messy. I feel like it could be just a little bit more stripped back and a little bit cleaner, but yeah. Interesting, very dark, unsettling tone to that with the strings. I'm hoping the vocalist becomes a little bit more present throughout this because it feels like he's getting a little bit lost right now, but we'll see. Celebration Day is next.
Pretty soon, everybody's gonna know.
There's that bass line again. It's going off. Love the bass line in this chorus. So good. I'm still having the same problems though. This just feels a little bit messy. I think taking a couple things out and just having the focus be on that main guitar there would really clean things up, you know? And that they could just be going for this sound, this very chaotic, messy sound, but I'm not loving it. Yeah, didn't love that. Kind of the same issues I've had throughout this album, just a bit messy. Bit too busy to the point where I feel like it's kind of losing the charm that made the first album so good, because man, the guitar tones on the first two albums just so good. And I feel like the musicality still is here. Like, you heard the bass lines at points there. It's a good chord progression. So I feel like we'll still have that like technical ability, at least so far on this album. It's just I'm not loving how it's being presented right now. So yeah, let's keep going. Since I've Been Loving You is next. 7.5 minute track right here. Yeah, and like even the drums haven't been as impressive as they were on the first two albums.
Since I've been loving you, yeah. I'm about to lose my war and mind. Oh, yeah.
It almost has like a more dramatic, cinematic feel to it as well, just with the kind of chord progressions they're going with. Yeah, it's my favorite so far. I think it's the best vocal performance. Love that rhythm there.
You know, I'm not saying one of them new things. every night it kind of make a lot of dread.
I like that vocal delivery. 777. Woo! Wow. Ooh. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, that's easily the best track so far. It's not even close. It's not even close. How dramatic that was, how ambitious. Didn't feel like anyone was phoning it in. I feel like the drums were a bit lackluster on the first 3 tracks, but then they really showed up here. Vocally, insane. Best vocal performance of the album so far. Felt like he almost had like an even more nasally tone than he usually does, and it really helped cut through the mix on this track, and I think that's what maybe the first 3 were kind of lacking, was his vocals really cutting through. And yeah, he just demanded my attention throughout that entire track, and I like the story here. I like the working from 7-Eleven and him just feeling like very frustrated, and I think it really bleeds through from the vocal performance to the instrumental and just the tone of the track in general. It all works and it all makes sense. So yeah, I think that's easily the best. Let's keep going. Out on the Tiles. You hear those little drum fills in there? So nice. Love that, like, it's like stumbling down the stairs here. It's like, bruh. Track was alright, I guess. I think here's my problem with this album so far. It's almost like not enough of a detour from their previous stuff. I feel like if they just went in even more of a left field direction, even if it wasn't necessarily executed that well, it would be a bit more interesting than this, because I feel like, while yes, this is different than the first 2 albums, it's almost, again, it's not different enough. And it's like, I don't think they're executing this sound that well either. So it's just piling on a lack of execution, as well as just something it's not interesting enough, you know? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Hangman, hold it a little while. Friends, you get some silver, you get a little gold. What did you bring me, my dear friends? Keep me from the gallows.
I think the writing here is honestly more interesting than the previous 2. It feels a little bit more creative. I love how we just kind of like stumbled into this groove. It's so folky.
Yes, I've told you to keep it from the gallows pole. Sister, I implore you, take it by the hand. Take it
This is taking what they do so well and infusing it with this folkier sound. This is great. This is really good. It's got those tempo changes. The drums are still great. It's got that kinetic energy. It's just moving. I think that's the best case scenario on this album. Like, that's the best example of them drastically switching up their sound, but doing it so well and still like infusing what made those first two albums great. You still had some great drumming in there, great tempo changes, like I said, great energy, but it's just displayed as this different kind of aesthetic in this kind of folkier sound. And I think it's done really well. It's really colorful, really fun, and yeah, it gets you grooving. Gets you moving and grooving. So I think, yeah, that's probably one of my favorites. Definitely, yeah, like Since I've Been Loving You and Gallows Pole, those are definitely the standouts right now. Tangerine is next. We had the Lemon Song on the last album. Is this like maybe a sequel? Perhaps? Probably not, but... Why did the vocals come in like that? Hold on. That feels like a mistake. Am I going crazy? Listen to how the vocals just suddenly jump in volume. Like, it's not a smooth crescendo, it's just a sudden jump. That's weird. I don't think... If that's intentional, that's a strange choice that I don't think works very well. That chorus was very not Led Zeppelin, but kind of sick. I kind of liked it. This has a very summery, poppy feel to it. Love that guitar tone. It's so sick. Once it gets warm outside, once it's summertime, I'm playing this song. This just fits that. Ooh. Just the title, Tangerine. This feels like California. I don't know. So sick. That was so good. This album's kind of on a roll. A couple tracks in a row here that I think are different enough and being executed very well. Great summery vibe to that one. I like the different guitar tones. It feels, again, just very different than what they usually do, but very poppy, catchy, laid back. And yeah, it was a vibe, as the youngins say. It was a vibe. Okay, let's keep going. That's the way.
I can't play with you no more. I don't know how I'm gonna do what Mama told me. Could it be you found another game to play? What did Mama say to me?
This album almost has like a kind of a like Brit pop feel to it, you know? Feels almost like the Smiths at certain points. This is like a really unique take on like a nostalgic sounding, almost melancholy song, you know? I think this is working. Cool kind of reversed effects going on here. I think that works. Strangely, like it's just, there's no drums pretty much. It's just acoustic for the most part. But I think it works. I think it just kind of keeps you in this vibe, and if you just float along to it, it's interesting enough. There's some interesting textures in there. Yeah, I don't know. I think that one, I think it kind of translates for me. It kind of connects. Yeah, the album's getting better as it goes along. I think some of the experiments, I guess, they're taking here are actually paying off towards the end. And yeah, I'm seeing the vision as we approach the end here. Second last track, Bron-Y-Aur Stomp? Bron-Y-Aur? I don't know. Oh no. Freaking like stomp and holler type beat here. Come on, what happened to the creative takes on this sound? This just is so derivative of so many things. Gosh, this is... this might be the worst Led Zeppelin song yet that I've heard. It almost just doesn't even sound like they want to be making this song, you know? Okay, wait. This guitar part's kind of ripping here. Gosh, the claps. I hate them. Something about this sound that just turns me off. It's just like, no. There's moments, like, he's ripping here. Oh, and then the claps. Get him out of here. So boring. Some of the other tracks had a creative spin on folk. This just felt like my least favorite and what I think is the worst parts of folk, all in one track. The stomp and holler, a very boring guitar part. Although there was a little bit, he was ripping for a little bit there, but probably the worst Led Zeppelin song I've heard so far, so yeah. Let's move on to the last track. Hats off to Roy Harper. Oh, jeez. Fucking hell. See, this is infinitely more interesting than the last track. That guitar, like, almost sounds like a chainsaw. It's like, cool vocal effect, too. Kind of that muffled sound. That's so sick. I don't even know how they're doing this guitar part right now. That's insane. Is he dude, that's so sick. Boring. Boring. Oh my gosh. That guitar part is insane. This is basically just the Lil Yachty voice effect too. That like artificial vibrato. It's so funny. It's so insane. What the heck? Holy frick, man. That guitar. That felt like the true pinnacle of experimentation on this album, to the point where that experimentation even lives up today as feeling experimental, you know? Like, oh, that guitar part was insane. I don't even know what was happening. I don't know how they recorded that. It felt like part of it was just being done live and played, but a part of it felt also like there were some effects being thrown on there and some sort of manipulation. That was insane. That was a very strange but striking ender to this album. An album that I feel is a little bit lackluster. There definitely is some moments here. I think it kind of saves itself towards the end and really brings some interesting ideas towards the end. Other than that Stomp and Holler track, that was easily the worst. But for the most part, I feel like there's just, yes, these are some different sounds and some different ideas that Led Zeppelin is going for here, but I just don't feel like they're executed as well as they could have been. It feels like almost this was rushed out, and they could have honed in this sound a little bit better and really defined what they wanted it to be. Yeah, like I said, I do respect a change in sound and a change in direction, but that doesn't automatically absolve it from any issues that I think it has. So yeah, I think this was still pretty decent. Like, it's probably still in that 7 out of 10 range for me. I see people saying Led Zeppelin 4 is considered to be the best, so I'm excited for that. We'll see if that's kind of a return to form for this band. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that pretty soon here. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Led Zeppelin 3. Let me know if I missed anything down below. Let me know if you disagree with anything. And leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, go join the Patreon if you want to see this uncut, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.